shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Can we stop all movements now? Yeah. 10 seconds. Good morning, Namibia, and welcome to the Government Information Center, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Windhoek. This is a special media briefing by the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, alongside the Botswana Ministry of Communications, Knowledge and Technology. Today, we are bringing you something very special within the ICT sector between two countries. I would like to take this opportunity, or rather to first introduce myself. I am Shoki Kanjimi, and I'll be the host for this session. And I am also joined by dignitaries at this special media briefing. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the Honorable Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Dr. Peya Moshelenga, and also his counterpart, Honorable Tulekgano Sekgoga, the Minister of Communications, Knowledge and Technology from Botswana. Also joining them is the Executive Director of the Ministry of ICT, of course, Dr. Audren Mate, and his counterpart, Mr. Ponsi Sile, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Communications, Knowledge and Technology. I would like then to now invite the Executive Director, Dr. Audren Mate, to extend a welcoming remarks. Doctor?
Thank you very much, Moderator. My job is very, very simple. Usually, on an occasion such as this, it's only to say welcome, then the program begins. But I do recognize the fact that we have our Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Honorable Dr. Peya Moshelenga. But also, significantly, we have a non-resident Minister of Communications, Knowledge and Technology of Namibia to Botswana, Honorable Tulekgano Sekgoga. And also, my brother, Ponsio Puswaitsile, the Permanent Secretary for the Minister of Communications, Knowledge and Technology of the Republic of Botswana. We are very happy that you have come to our country after we visited barely 3 months ago. Namibia is home, away from home. I was telling my brother PS that, if you're looking for Kapana, the first place that he landed to Minister must report now is that he didn't go to the hotel. He went to Kapana in Katutura. He only came to check in after he's eaten in Kapana. Then I was saying, PS, we have drought here. We can't afford to finish all the meat now because we will be in trouble if we run out of stock so early in the year. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen of the media, welcome to this special media briefing, and welcome the ministers and peers. Thank you.
Can we give the Executive Director a round of applause? I must also indicate, Namibia, that we do also have audience in the house. We have representatives from the Communication Regulatory Authority of Namibia, CRAN, and also their counterparts, Bokra in Botswana, that are also here. Can we please give them a round of applause for being here? And then also staff. Then we have our important people also, the media. Yeah, the fourth estate, they call them. Can we also give them a round of applause? Well, we'll move on with our short program. It's not really long. Of course, today the two ministers will be announcing the harmonization of data roaming charges between the two countries. Of course, this is aligned to a decision taken earlier this year in June at the SADC ministers responsible for ICT and informations meeting, where they really urged countries within the SADC bloc to really harmonize. And just looking at when you are traveling from one country to another, buying SIM cards and all that, we want to end that. We want you to have a comfortable stay when you're in a different country while you are roaming and so forth. So it's now my pleasure to invite Dr. Pea Moshelenga, the Minister of Information and Communication, to start off with reading the joint communique. Honorable.
Thank you very much, Shoki. My dear brother, Honorable Sehoko, Permanent Secretary, and the entire delegation from Botswana, our own ED, and the Namibian delegation. I'm going to read the joint statement that is issued by myself and my dear brother. I'll be reading the first part of the joint statement before I invite my brother to come and proceed to tell you the way forward. The Minister of Communications, Knowledge and Technology of the Republic of Botswana and the Minister of Information and Communication Technology of the Republic of Namibia first met in Gaborone, Botswana on the 8th of August 2023 to strengthen existing bilateral relations and explore new areas of cooperation between the two countries. At that meeting, the two ministers agreed to accelerate the harmonization of roaming charges across the SADC region to facilitate the implementation of the single digital market in line with the cost-based roaming project by the decision of SADC ministers responsible for information and communications in June 2023. Cognizant of the importance of mobile telecommunication services in facilitating regional integration and seamless trade, the two ministers resolved that the Communications Regulatory Authority of Namibia, CRAN, and Botswana Communications Regulatory Authority, BOCRA, in consultation with mobile networks operators, should agree on a collaborative framework to reduce roaming charges between Namibia and Botswana. The two ministers committed to implementing the SADC ministers' decision by the end of March 2024. Progress made. CRAN and BOCRA have established a joint technical committee on the reduction of roaming charges between Namibia and Botswana. Communications have been sent to operators in Namibia and Botswana, informing them of the decisions by ministers to lower roaming charges between the two countries. The committee has agreed to adopt a benchmark approach similar to the one used by the East African region, where prevailing roaming rates were used to determine what would constitute reasonable rates. The committee has started the data collection exercise, and operators have up to the end of November 2023 to submit the required data. I now invite Honorable Sehoko to come and present to you the way forward.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my brother, for your kind invitation. Honorable Minister Dr. Pea Moshelenga, Executive Director, my peer sponsor Puso Itsila and government officials here present. As clearly indicated by Dr. Mshlenga, I will now just read the way forward with respect to the joint communique. The next steps would include, first, data analysis and drafting of a report with proposed roaming rates by the committee by December of 2023. The report will be shared with the operators and stakeholders at a workshop in January of 2024 for further input. Operators to start preliminary negotiations based on the direction provided in the draft report through January 2024. Operators would be given an opportunity to make written submissions to the committee, which would be incorporated in the final report by end January 2024. Regulators to issue directives to the operators on implementation of reduced roaming rates by February of 2024. CRAN and BOCRA to facilitate negotiations where necessary and ensure timely implementation of the directive through March of 2024. Implementation of the new roaming rates on the 1st of April of 2024. Regulators to continue monitoring and evaluating the roaming project by, amongst other things, assessing demand, elasticity, traffic volumes, and revenue impact on the operators. The regulators to report to the ministers in December of 2023 and February of 2024 on the implementation status of the decision. I thank you.
Can we give the honorable ministers another round of applause, please? Quite a lot has been said, and I think we are ready as Namibia and Botswana to be a model to other SADC countries, really to also take up this initiative and so forth. I would like to also recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister of Labor and Industrial Relations and Employment Creation, Honorable Utoni Nuyoma, who's also here. Shortly after we conclude this media briefing, we'll be crossing over to the Cabinet Committee briefing session, where the said ministry will also provide you an update. But before that, we move on with our program. We have the media also here to also ask questions in terms of the new decisions that have been taken by the two countries, Namibia and Botswana, in terms of the roaming charges and so forth. I just want to get an indication from the media that is in the house. Any questions from your end before we move forward? Or was the joint communique quite crystal clear? I believe it was crystal clear. We move on. We are coming to the end of this special briefing, but before we get to the end of that, I would like to invite the PS from Botswana to extend a closing or vote of thanks, rather. PS, over to you.
Thank you so much, Shoki. Honorable Ministers, both of Botswana and Namibia, Dr. Mshlenga and Honorable Sahoko, my brother, the ED, the delegations of the two countries, members of the media. Mine is a short one. It's just to say thank you and appreciate you. But obviously I have to say something before I say thank you. So I just want to initially thank you, Honorable Minister Mshlenga, for the kind invitation that you extended to your brother, my minister, and also just the reception, dear ED, that we've both received, my dear Honorable Minister and myself, and our delegation in Namibia. I just want to appreciate that. I especially want to appreciate your team, CRAN and BOCRA, for the work that they've done in preparing for this event, especially the work that came in advance of today. I especially also just want to appreciate yourselves, members of the media, for even turned up and appreciated on behalf of the two nations the work that the two honorable ministers have directed that it be done. I also just want to end in just promise the citizens of the two countries that both myself and the ED will ensure that the direction of the honorable ministers are followed to ensure that they benefit from the cross-border trade and the cross-border travel. Thank you so much. Shoki, thank you so much.
In Namibia, they say omake, please. Omake. Thank you so much, PS, for extending a vote of thanks. Of course, the Honorable Minister from Botswana is here on a working visit, and we will be keeping you updated on our social media platforms in terms of his working visit to Namibia, in terms of the places that he will be visiting. So please do go on to the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology / Republic of Namibia on our Facebook page. With that said, thank you so much for those ones who joined us from the Namibia Broadcasting Corporation, that's NBC. Thank you so much, and also to our online viewers, thank you so much for joining us for this special briefing. We'll be crossing over for a Cabinet Committee briefing session by the Ministry of Labor and Industrial Relations, and Employment Creation to get an update as to what has been done in that ministry. But for now, I'll be crossing over. We will take a short break, and my colleague Heleni Amunyela will be taking over. For now, it's goodbye from my side and the crew.